Hi, this is Java NetBeans attendance register. I've decided to create this very attendance register because I had a request from one of my viewers who would like an attendance register developed using Java NetBeans. Okay, so what I just like to show to you guys is it works very similar to the previous one in Visual Basic. If you select up here to make matters easy, you can always just choose and say they are all absent. But the default really is the present. So you can always say Jeremy King is absent, or just me try. He can be late. Just do it. It can be maybe sick. And Carltonville has an authorized absent. See, that's how it works. And let's look at Bill South. Okay, Bill South. Who is Bill South? Let's see if we can get his image. That's Bill South up there, and that's his student number and Bill South's name. The image is underneath. This is supposed to represent their institution. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Apart from that, all of these objects you see in there, they are all jLabel, and jLabel. That's the course code there, and that's just the clear. If I clear it, see, it's default back to present. So you can then either choose, maybe they are all authorized. Let's say they are on trip. You can say they are all authorized absent, and that's it. Everyone is authorized absent. Okay, so what I'll do next is take you guys straight into Java NetBeans, a new development environment, and we put one of these together. But before then, I will show you an email I received. That's the email I received from this guy who would actually like me to develop attendance Java application, and that was the reason why I developed that application you guys just saw. Now I've covered his email. He would also like me to send him the code, so I will now copy and send him the codes. Okay, I will now send this guy the codes, so I'll share it with him. There, enter and send. That is it done. Maybe send him the text format as well. Send. That is it. So hopefully he should receive it. So let's go into Java application now. Okay, we start a new application and make sure Java is selected. Java application, click on next, and there I will enter the name of my new application. Let me call that attendance. Okay, and click on finish. So uncheck the create main class and click on finish. There. Okay, so my attendance register is now ready, so I will now right click on the source part, go to new, select JFrame form. There. Now just give that a name, call it attendance register, and repeat exactly the same thing right here. Okay, and that is the name of the class, the package name. Click on finish. Okay, right there, and I have my form. Okay, the next thing is let's set the preferred size for this very form right there. So I think maybe I should go for, let's go for 1535. That will be similar to the previous one, and change this also to 800 plus. So that is the preferred size. Okay, so that's the preferred size right there. I suppose you guys can see that. Alright, so that's my preferred size in place. So since the preferred size is in place, you guys might be wondering how come the form is not all over everywhere. So let me just compile and run it so that you see it. So if I click on run, and that's what you see. And you see that the form has filled up the screen. So let's close that. So but because we need some space for the other components, so let me just spread this out so that you guys see it. Now I also need some other component. Let me start by using this panel right here. That's the panel right here, just about that size. Now go to the border property of the panel and just select the border, maybe change this to 2. Okay, that's fine. And the borders will prefer size. Let's go for, I'll just go for 1000 plus. That'll be 15. Let's make that 0. Okay, that is it. 1500. That's the preferred size of the border itself. You guys can see that. So that's beautiful. Okay, the next thing is, let me get some other, I need some labels on it. Add some labels here, right there, and change the text, the font property. Let's change that to 14 and maybe make it bold there. And the text content, let's change that to number. Alright, and a border as well. Let's put a border around it. Let's go for border right there, and just select that, make that border 2 as well. Okay, that's my number, because there will be numbers here for approximately 1 to 16 numbers. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I now need as follows more of those labels. Okay, that will be for students ID number, and I need one here for student name, one here for the course code. Okay, I will just speed this up and get back to you guys. Alright, this is how the system is looking right now. I have all my labels in place. Okay, let's just increase this so that you see that that's for student number, student name, course code. Take it down. Here I've added a combo box. That's just a label. Sorry, that's a button. That's a button right there as well. And here, that's just a label. Now the next thing is, let's draw another panel right here for the student number. Okay, for about that size, and just drag it down. I think I'm going to need it a little bit larger. Let's drag it down and increase. Change the border style to 2 as well. Okay, now I need a label right inside of it, and let's get a label there. That's a label. Let's get a border around the label as well, right there. Change that to 2. Okay, I will delete the content because I would like to leave it plain right here. Delete that. Alright, so you see how it looks. So my preferred size, let me click on it and just change the preferred size right here. Instead of 4:4, I think I can make that about 15 and 20. Okay, 15 and 20, maybe a little bit more, and a little bit more here. Okay, that's more like it. Let's see. Alright, that's more like it. So what I'll do is I'll just copy it. Okay, let's just paste that in there, and we have it there. So what I will do next is just speed this up and get back to you guys. Alright, this is how the first part of the design stage is looking right now. So what I need next is to add some combo box here, and maybe let's just increase the border style of all of this back to 2. Okay, so I don't need a combo box. So get a panel right here. Let's drag it down as well, and get ComboBox right there. I'm gonna need some couple of these ComboBox. I think I'm gonna need 16 of those, and so this very one. So let's come in here and enter as follows. So we go to the properties, and there we go to model right there. Let's enter. The first one will be /, then that will be present, then comma, then enter 0, then that's absent. I suppose you guys can see what I'm typing, so let me extend this so that you see it all. Then comma again, followed by, let's go for L, that's for late, then comma, then we have sick, then the last one will be authorized absence. Okay, that's it there, authorized absence. So what I will do next is, let me increase the border style of this very panel first, so that it's a bit visible. Let's go for 2 as well. Okay, so I will now copy these across. So let's just right click on it, copy, and just paste it in there. So I'm going to speed that up as well and get back to you guys. And right there guys, that's how it's looking right now. So the next thing I will do now is I need another panel here. Let's get a panel in here to show the picture of the institution. So let's get a panel right there. Increase the size, the border. Let's change the border of that panel to some, maybe about 6. Okay, that's cool. And just drag it to about that size, and here take it up a little bit. Let's bring it right down there. So I have my interface. I'll say I have my interface all completed now. Okay, I've added a label here, and I've also added a label here. You guys might not see it. There's label 3 here, there's label 2 and 4 there. Okay, just as my output. This very label, I'm going to use it for image, but just before then, let me go into the source code and import as follows. Right here, import the following. Okay, the Java color, graphic 2D, default combo mode, and image icon. So I've just imported those. Then I will now import, let me import some images in there. Okay, right here I have the images I intend to use. One, so let's select that, and I need more of this. 2, 3, 4. So copy those. Let's paste it right there. Okay, those are my images right in there. Okay, I might as well settle for that. So what I'll do next is get the part of these images, because I'm going to need them. So let's right click on anyone, just go to the property right there. This is the part, you need this very part. So let's extend that so that I can copy it, or you click on this so that you can see the part properly. Just click and copy, Control C, copy it. If you want, just open up Word, Notepad. That's the part, and just change all this backslash to / to make life easy for you, because if it's not / there will be an error. Okay, alright, that's fine. Copy that. I'm going to need that very part. I'll just save it for now. Close that, close this as well. Okay, let's go back in here. There. So here I need the very first image right there. Maybe just put that or add it as. an icon. So here that where I have my icon, then drop this down. I think it should be there, and right here select, and that is the source package. There's still an error in it. Yeah, that's the image. Select that and just click on OK. Alright, that's the image there. So I have that very image in place. Okay, that's fine. Alright, and up here, right there. No. Okay, and here we found jPicture. So that's it right there. What we need to do now is get an icon into jPicture. Go to the property right there and let's look for an icon. That's it. But there's no picture in there as well. Let's search for it then. Okay, right there, and let's select source pack, and I think it's one of these. Let's see, maybe this. Yep, and click on OK. That's correct. That is that right there. So just extend it a little bit more. Okay, bring it there, let it be centered. Alright, okay, that's my jPicture there. Let's see how the whole system looks right now. See, okay, let me just try this thing out, save it, and build it, then run. Let's see. Okay, this is how it looks right now. You can see the institution building is now visible, not all that visible, so I need to move that up. That's fine where it is. If I click on this combo box, that's it guys. I can change that to whatever I want. So what I'm going to do is add some codes in here. So I can change this. Let's say I select late, I can click on this and all of this becomes late. I also need some lines of code to activate the numbers here, and student number, names, course code as well. So let's get those sorted now. So I will start with this very one. Okay, let's do that. Okay, to start with, let me right click on the form itself right there. So we right click, select event, come to Windows, window activates right here, there. Okay, right in here I will enter as follows, these lines of codes. So what will happen is with these lines of code, this very first column will give you 1 to 16. So I've declared a variable there. I make it double. It can be, you can always call it integer, but I just made it double. Okay, now the very first label, which is label number 1, we have 1 attached to it. You can see the 1 itself is now converted to a string. These are the lines of code that converted it to string, because label and text box only accept string. So I've now added a string into the label number 1. Label number 2, the same thing. You can see it's the same line of code from number 3 up to label 16. So let's go to design and save, compile, run. Let's see what will happen. And you see that, guys. So I now have number 1 to 16 displayed. So I now need the student number. With the student number, I will just maybe write a couple of lines of code and change that as well. Let's find out the name of this. The name of this very one is, let's come here, jstudent number 1 up to jstudent number 16. Okay, right click on the form itself, go back to event, window activate. Right underneath the numbers, I will declare another local variable. So that's for the jstudent number 1. So if I run it, you will see jstudent number 1 have as follows. If I let me change this course code to something else, maybe let's go for, okay, so that's for the very first code. If I save, let's save and just come back so that you guys see what I meant, and we'll come back here and complete it. So if I run it, this is how it's going to look like. See, that's the student number. So the next student number, all we just need to do is we can copy this. Okay, let's copy that, and that will become the J student number 2. Change this to 2, and this you can just increment by 2. That's student number 2, and change that to 2 as well, because this string is now 2. So save, compile, run, and that's the student number 2, student number 1. So I will now speed that up and we'll take it from there. Okay, this is how the student number looks right now. Okay, that's the first number, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, student number 8, number 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, we have all their numbers in place. If I click on save, compile, and run, and that is it, guys. So let's go back. Now we need to enter the student names. Okay, for the student name actually starts with J student number 17. So I can just copy this. So I only need 17 of those. Changes to 17, and this very student is name. Let's say his name is Larry Bells. So that's Larry Bells there. So if I save and run, just let's see the design so that you guys see there's nothing in there. So now run it, and that is Larry Bell, student Larry Bell there. So when I click on student Larry Bell appears right here. Can you see that? Student Larry Bell and his name. So I need to move these ones. Okay, guys, if you notice, when I click on student Larry Bells, you see the name and the student number and the names right there. So what I'll do next is repeat exactly the same thing, and I'll show you guys how I've managed to, with all the lines of code that I use to activate this. And if I click on clear, that takes you back to student Larry Bell. So it takes you away back to the default image. So let's go into student Larry Bells, right click on that, go to event, okay, and come to mouse click right there, click, and that is student Larry Bells. Okay, these we output the student number and the student name. Why these very lines of code right there show my image, where my image is, it's exactly the same line of code as it is working as expected. So I will now speed this other one up and get back to you. This very one, all I just need to do is to enter the names of the course code. So let's see what's the name of that. Let's see the name. The name starts from 33, J student number 33 up to J student number 48. So let's right click, come in here, there. So scroll right down and let's go for J student number, copy, paste, 33, and let's say the course code is, yeah, there, that's the course code. So if I save, build, run, and and that's the course code right there. So I'll just populate the other ones. So let's speed that up now by copying and pasting. Copy, okay, that's 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42. Okay, we need 6 more. Alright, so that's 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. I think we'll delete this then. Okay, save, compile, run, and that will hopefully take care of the course code. That's it. The course code is sorted, so let's take care of this very one now. So I think I also need the form activate. Form activate, come right here and right there. Let's see where that was. Let's go back. Okay, that's Laravel there. The next thing is, let's go for student number 18 dot set. Okay, set, let's give that a name. We can just call that Phyllis jump. Alright, that's for Phyllis jump there. So I'll just speed this up and get back to you guys. Okay, I've finished populating the name column. There it is, guys. Those are all the names. So if I save, build, just before running it, let me show you guys, there's nothing there. Okay, click on run, and right there, those are the names. So if I click on Dylan Jonathan Omen, that is Dylan Jonathan Omen student ID and the student name right there, you can see that student ID number and Dylan Jonathan Omen. Okay, so the next thing now is, let me just show you guys how this works. So if I select late, you click on that, you see that changed to late, and I can also clear it. So let me show you guys the codes that I use in here. It's just an if statement. So if I go in there, double click on this, I've used an if statement there. If combo 17 equals 0, then combo 1 dot select item equals absent. Look at it, it's exactly the same lines of code from here now. So the only thing I just did for the rest is, if this becomes present, look at it, that's it right there. Let's get rid of this. If that becomes present and all of these become present, that's if combo 17 becomes present. Okay, and if combo 17 is late, L, and all of the combo box becomes late. Okay, if it's sick, which is S, everybody becomes sick as well. Authorized absent right there, you can see is A. And that's all there is to that very lines of code. Okay, let me show you the other one, which is clear. Double click on that. That's very easy. Okay, the default is present. So if I click on clear, the whole combo box becomes present, and the following images, the default image shows. Okay, and the content inside label 1, jLabel 4 becomes nothing, becomes empty. That's all there is to it, and that's how you develop your own attendance register system. So just to show you guys how I get the images out, if I double click on any of this now, sorry, right click and go to the event, select mouse, click. That is it. These are the lines of codes right here. Okay, from here down, this called the very image that you see there, and the image is stored in here into this variable called icon, and it's visible. You don't have to enter visible, I just enter it anyway. And here label 1 show you the student details, that's the student ID, and label 4 shows you the student's name. And the same thing was repeated for any of them that you click on. Event, mouse click, and that is it. Exactly the same line of codes. Alright, so the only difference is I changed each image. You can see the image here is outline 2 and outline 3. I just interchange them. Okay, it's the same lines of code, and that is all for this register system, attendance register system. So I'm going to call it bye for now, but before then let me run the program one more time so that you see how it all works. There, that's the attendance system, that's the default image, the college or the institution building. Okay, so let's say they are all on authorized absent because they are on school trip. Click on that. They are all on authorized absent. The authorized absent. And supposing we want to find out who is Sally, we can just click on Sally. That's Sally's image, Sally's student ID, and so on. Okay, so I suppose you guys enjoy this brief tutorial, and I will get back to you guys with more tutorial. You have a nice day.